Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon to Doc and Queenie Guest Live. Hey, Queenie.
Hey, Doc, how are ya?
I am doing fantastic. I'm out and about. How about you? What are you up to?
Fantastic day of networking in the happy neighborhood today, of course. And I am loving, loving, loving this piece. And I'm looking at this screen and I see money.
You do. I wish
Yes,
I could say
you.
that I just see you, but
Sorry about that.
yeah, I'm obviously in my car and I'm limited because I don't know how to use my Zoom in my car. But hey, I'm learning.
Hey, exactly. I'm just glad you could be with us today. We're so excited to welcome a superstar in the arena of networking and work. And I'm so excited for everyone in our Doc and Queenie family and beyond to meet Phyllis Arnstein. How are you, my friend?
I am fabulous. It is a great Friday.
Well,
Yes.
Doc, I think every Friday is a great Friday for Doc. This is her favorite.
Right. Friday's my favorite day. Yes.
Why
5 o'clock.
Why do you like Friday? Oh, for the show?
Well, it's the end of the day, or the end of the week, I should say. It's the end of the week.
Yes,
The weekend felt fun.
I did a post on LinkedIn about Fun Friday. Make sure you have fun today.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, hopefully you are having fun, Phyllis, and we're having fun having you here. My favorite day of the week is Mondays, as most people know. And that's when we have our Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at home, of course. But Doc's favorite day is Friday. So we always talk about the fact that oil and water sometimes can mix. So we're thrilled that you could join us today. And we want everyone in our Doc and Queenie community and beyond to get to know you. And the first thing people see when they meet you on a Zoom is that money. Start us off with that moolah. What's up?
Well, people love money and the banks love money. So I show you how you keep that money instead of giving it to the bank. We have a debt management program. It's a software system and it takes your debt and we can show you how to pay it off in a third to a half of the time using no extra money. It works with the money you have. And people are like, well, how does it know that? Because computers are smarter than I am. It takes all your algorithms and it knows when your banking institution is going to be charging interest. So some point during the month, it might tell you to pay $101.02 on a bill. And we tell you don't round it up, you don't round it down, and you pay that exact amount on the exact day that the computer tells you. And you'll see where you canceled out maybe $150 or $200 in interest. It's the interest that makes those payments many, many years. So it cancels out the interest. It's phenomenal what this thing does. And we do a free analysis for people. Our software system will tell you the exact month, day, and year that you're going to be out of debt. Not around this time, not maybe, not sometime in the future. It tells you exactly when you're going to be out of debt, and it comes with a warranty for that.
Is so is this a computer program or an app, or what kind of delivery system is it?
It's a software system. It's not an app, but it's a software system. It's web-based, so you can do it from your phone, your laptop, your PC, wherever you can log into the internet. It's a one-time fee, and you own it. You buy it, you own it. It comes with a phenomenal tech support system. And then I tell everybody it comes with me for about a year because I'm going to check in on you. I want to make sure you're working it, that you're putting the numbers in. Do you have questions? Because we want everybody, to be successful. And like everything, it's successful if you work it, But I have seen so many people be able to get out of debt 20 years earlier than they thought. And a prime example is a friend of mine. His wife got Alzheimer's when she was in her 50s. And so when you're in your 50s, you don't live a long time. And he was not in the right mind when he refinanced his house. And he said, I really didn't realize he refinanced a 40-year mortgage with a 20-year balloon payment. And he's like, when everything, his wife passed away and he was thinking straight, I said, he's like, I'm never going to be out of debt. I said, yes, you are. You're going to do a free analysis. So that 40-year mortgage, his car payments, and his credit card debt, he is now out of debt. You ready for this? 9 years.
Oh my gosh.
So from 40 years to 9 years. He's saving $100,000 in interest.
My son tells me you're his new best friend, Phyllis.
Uh-huh. And we're attached because I make sure he put his numbers in, and it only takes you maybe 10 minutes a week, which you should be spending that on your money management anyway.
Yeah.
And also on the other side of it, it teaches you budget. So, years ago, when you had a $20 bill, you had a relationship with that $20. You're like, I'm not going to spend it. I'm not going to break it, because if I break it, I'm going to spend it.
Yeah.
But nowadays people swipe, and they have no clue sometimes how much are they really swiping the debit card, or how many things do they have auto pay coming out of their checkbook or their checking account that they don't forget about. So this is a budget. We don't tell you you can't get that Starbucks coffee, or you're going to live on a ramen noodle diet, but you do have to put everything you spend into that budget. And by doing that, people realize, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was spending that much money. One guy had 10 subscriptions, that Hulu, this, that, and he's like, but we only watched 2 of them. He got rid of 8 of them because it was in front of his face where it saw it. So it teaches you budgeting also. And you get that relationship back with your dollars and with your money. And where's your money going? It does not pay the bills for you. You still have that control where you're paying your own bill. It just tells you sometime during the month, it'll tell you to make a strategic payment on a certain bill, and it cancels out that interest. It is, like I said, it's phenomenal.
Phyllis, I want to know, sorry, Doc, since we've got so many watching from everywhere, and certainly YouTube, Doc and Queenie community, and any of your platforms as well, is this user-friendly?
Oh, yes. Because I'm using it. So it's very user-friendly.
Well, I just wanted to know, because those numbers sound amazing, and you helped that gentleman in a time that it sounded like he really did need some support and guidance. And that's a huge story right there.
It really is. And our program is good in the United States and Canada.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not outside, anywhere from, outside that realm, but the United States and Canada. And so we're starting to get momentum too in Canada. More and more people that we're making the connections with and coming forward going, you know what? Yeah, I have debt. I need help. But you do have, sometimes people will not think of debt. They think of debt as being bad debt. Like, I'm not going into bankruptcy. I'm not going, no, but you have a mortgage. Well, that's not debt. What do you call it? I call it a debt, but it's it's a good debt, so to speak, and so when we get them to understand that and realize it's a debt and you're paying all this interest. And a good example is you have numbers are a little off, but a $250,000 home at say 4% interest, and you pay on it for those 30 years. Do you know you really paid back $385,000? You paid 85% interest, not 4%. So when you look on the bottom, when you have a house and you look on the bottom of your paperwork that you got from the bank, at the very bottom, it has the word tip, which is total interest percentage. And it will tell you what your percentage of interest you're going to pay back. And it's anywhere from 85%, maybe up to 150%.
Oh,
that you're
those
giving
don't
the
sound
bank.
like fun numbers to me.
No.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not against institutions, because you need them, to buy a house and all that. But we can just show you how you can pay it off a whole lot sooner and not be obligated for those 30 years.
Wow.
So just a general question for people out there, because, you always hear about different things like this. So you give the software all of your numbers, and it keeps your payback within what you can, quote unquote, afford to pay back.
Correct.
I mean, it works in your budget. Okay.
Correct. It works. A lot of people think that they are, they live paycheck to paycheck. But when we start diving into their budget and what they spend their money on, they realize, oh no, I'm not living paycheck. And so you might have $100 extra a month. You might have maybe $500 or $600, but the computer is saying that $100 is what they call sweet spot for discretionary income. So it will use that 100 throughout the month, but it might not use the whole 100, because say your credit card, one gentleman, the computer told him put 42 cents on a credit card. He said, really? We said, do what it said. He saved $1,000 in interest. So no, it didn't use that whole 100 that's discretionary, but it knows what amount it is, but it never goes over what we set up as a discretionary income.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's amazing, actually. Phyllis, sometimes when we're in some of our networking groups, you talk about wellness products. How does that relate to your fabulous cash business?
You know, when you're stressed over money, you make sometimes really bad money decisions. Been there, done that. And the stress though affects your mind and affects. And so I have plant-based products. I partnered with Market America and we have plant-based products. And so I help people also be able to get out of their stress, both mentally and physically, to get them back to where their body needs to be. And a lot of people say, well, I eat healthy. Laura, or you know this, Laura, your garden. So unless you grow it anymore yourself, you know, you need supplements because it just the way things are when you go to the grocery store and stuff. Supplements, though, only have to tell you 50% of what is in them. You don't know sometimes what's that other 50%. And our products are nutraceutical supplements. We have to disclose 100% of what's in them. So if you come to me and you say, I want to take a calcium, I say, okay, here's the data sheet, though. It tells you exactly what's in that calcium, how much is in it, and the scientific research behind the making of it. They're also powder forms. So when you mix them with the right amount of water and you drink them first thing in the morning, it's the closest thing to an IV that you can get. And you absorb 95% of them. When you try to take a calcium pill, they're horse pills. If you've ever seen them, they're horse pills. It takes your body hours to break that pill down. And you don't absorb that much of it. You know, so there's just so much behind our products. We have doctors that are on our board there, and they will say yay, nay, whatever. Nothing comes out on the market until it's been researched. The other thing I like is we have a quality system that's like nothing else out there. Every manufacturing plant has quality control, but when it comes into Greensboro, North Carolina, we have an independent lab that looks at everything again. And if they don't like something, the whole lot don't go back. The whole entire shipment goes back. And they go with the shipment to make sure the manufacturer takes care of whatever the issue was. I come from a manufacturing background, being in aerospace sales. That was very important to me when I was looking at this business.
Where is it? Is it manufactured in the United States?
Some of it, some no, because it depends. Like we have a product is called OPC3 that has pig nodule. Well, the pig nodule comes from the pine barks over in France. So there it's manufactured there. We have another is called Thimonol. It's really interesting. It's like 2 capsules in one, but it's black seed cumin, which comes from Israel. So, you know, depending on where some of the products come from is some of the manufacturing. But for the most part, yes, here in the United States. And our warehouse is here in the United States.
That really is incredibly exciting. Doc, have you heard of all of the supplements that Phyllis is talking about?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because I know in your naturopathy business as well, a lot of times people need supplementation for whatever they're trying to accomplish in their medical journey.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We have a product, it's called Myco Adapt. It's mushrooms powder and it's the lion's tail and you know, all that good stuff. I don't do mushrooms. I'm not one that I don't want anywhere near my plate. I don't even want to see a mushroom, but I can take the powder and I can put it on my food and I don't taste it, but I'm getting all the benefits from it. You know, so for me, that was important because I know mushrooms are very healthy for you, you know, but I'm like, nope, not going on my body, you know, but you know, powder form. Or like I do, I drink a protein shake in the morning and sometimes I put the mushrooms in the protein shake. I put my vegetable greens, it's powder form in the mush. And one of my team people, they said, you know, your protein drink is not for everything you don't like. And I'm like, oh, yes, it is. And I don't have to taste it, but I'm drinking it and I'm benefit.
Wow.
You know, yeah, they're good for what you don't like, you know.
So Phyllis, you not only help people financially and with their health, I also heard from somebody that I know that you're also involved with HNP or the Happy Neighborhood Project.
I am, you know, I love it. When COVID first hit and everybody transitioned to Zoom, I was looking for different ones. And I just couldn't seem to find what I was looking for. And this gentleman, excuse me, that I did a Zoom with, Robert Button, he introduced me to H&P. And he said, he emailed me a whole list of different Zoom networks. but H&P was the very first one. He goes, only this one. Okay, then why'd you send me all the others? And so I've been on H&P now for about a year and a half, but about 9, maybe 10 months ago is when I really started getting into every day. I'm picking, and I moved around, of course, to see what state or what meeting or this or that. And I absolutely love the ladies groups. And by the way, if you show up on Thursday, for all y'all out there, I'm now the newest co-host for Midwest Ladies.
Yay! All right.
And I really stepped out of my comfort zone for this one. But it's fun. And you meet so many people, not just in your little community anymore, but all over the world.
That's cool.
And I'm going to talk about Nick Davis for a minute. Okay. Yep. Nick Davis does health insurance, but he was in the one for India one day. And somebody said, why are you networking in India when you can only sell health insurance in the United States? He said, because a couple of months ago, he met a guy in the India group, H&P, who knew somebody over here in America, who introduced him and connected him to that person. And he ended up writing health insurance for a business.
There you go. It's all about who you know and connections.
Right. You never know who knows who where at,
I love that. Imagine how networking really does work, Doc. If you remember a few short years ago, Doc and I were at an in-person networking event and had never met before. And the lady who brought Doc to our group introduced her. And it was just one of those things like instant chemistry kind of thing. And then Doc and Queenie was born after the pandemic as far as online community, things like that. So you never know what networking is going to be.
You just never know where that connection is going to come from, prior to, COVID, I was with the chamber and all these, and I live in a smaller community. And so it's like, okay, when COVID hit, I went, I got to do something different. It's not working anymore. And then it came to Zoom. And so when our world opened up again, I said, I'm not going to go back to the chamber and all those events, even though they're good. The chambers are good. But I now drive into Tampa, into, the main city, and I do one networking group on Thursdays there. And it's a great group and everything. But for the most part, I'm on the Zoom because my health business is global. And the money business is here in the United States and Canada. So I need to get out among my community and be able to stretch my wings and fly all over the place. And that's why I love H&P.
Wow.
Especially last
Friday. Like I've never heard, my friend. Wow.
Last Friday was, oh my gosh, it was mind blowing. It was my first year on it because I couldn't make it the year before. So I not only connected with people that I knew already, but I met all these new people. And by the way, Kathy, thank you for the video on how to find my connections.
You're welcome.
I watched it this morning. I'm like, gosh, where are them connections? And then I had to laugh because out of all the people that were on the international day, right? Ralph and I ended up in a meeting together. I went, really, Ralph? And he's another fabulous testimony. He is completely out of his comfort zone, and he's just taken off and even won an award Friday.
That's awesome. So how can people reach out to you for your finance piece and then also the supplements and all of that health piece? What is a great way to reach you?
Probably if you are on LinkedIn, you can message me through LinkedIn. And if you're not on LinkedIn, Mondays we do a posting party, but that's another segment. But you can message me on LinkedIn, or if you're on Facebook, you can message me through Facebook. Those are the only two platforms I'm really on. Or you can email me if you guys are writing it down, but if you drive and don't, it's PARNS as in Sam, T for Tom, EIN 199@gmail.com. But all my contact information is in, LinkedIn and everything. So the best way is just message me through LinkedIn or message me through Facebook.
Okay, sounds good. Queenie, do you have any last questions before we have to depart here?
Well, one of the things, first of all, when we have these guest live segments, and Phyllis, thank you for saying yes. It is so awesome for our Doc and Queenie community and beyond to get to know all of our new friends in the community. The bigger thing for me is once you see this video posted in the Doc and Queenie page, in that section, Phyllis, in the comment section, if you would put your contact info, your LinkedIn, things like that, so the people in our community can find you instantly, but certainly connect with us all across social media because your growth has been phenomenal to watch. The fact that you just now edified Ralph, that's amazing. I mean, seriously, I know that you guys are business partners. You've connected in the Happy Neighborhood Project. The International Day of Happiness was such a ginormous success. Even in this conversation that's all about you, you edify people still. You really are a testimonial to what networking can do for people. I'm thrilled to have met you and thrilled to have you on this call.
I've enjoyed this. I know probably if you'd asked me a couple months ago, I would have said,
Well, we're not that scary. It's not that scary, is it?
no, it's me, you know, but I even did my first video. And then of course, you know, Kathy, when you look at it, she's like, no, just post it. You know, but I'm learning. I don't have to be, you know, 100% perfect. And so, you know,
We
but
are
it's
all learning. Yep.
well, you keep growing your garden. I do look at your stuff that you post and everything about a garden. We should live on acreage, but we don't. But my neighbors do, and so they share with us. So that's just as good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to unfortunately take us home because it is time. But thank you so much, Phyllis, for joining us. It's always a thrill to meet. You know, Queenie had met you before I did, and I kept hearing this great stuff about you. And you know, she never lies, so I knew it was true. And then I met you, and this has been fantastic. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on Doc and Queenie Guest Live. You can also join us on every Monday at, we do a Facebook Live show. So until next time, everybody have a blessed and wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday. Thank you, Phyllis, so much. Thank you, Queenie, and thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
Have a fun Friday.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Bye, Doc.
Bye-bye, Queenie. Bye,
Bye.
Phyllis.
Thank you.
Bye.